town. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Let me tell you something about everything that's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. See, these things that's taking place, these murders that's taking place, will continue. They'll get worse. Why? Because you are allowing them to. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, how am I allowing this? I don't want to see anybody murdered. That doesn't make any sense. You allow it to happen every time you put your money in a direction that makes no sense. Tariq Nasheed is not going to even put $1 toward trying to stop these murders from happening. He's not going to try to stop racism. He's not going to try and stop white supremacy because it's good for business. That's just like a mortician. He wants death to happen. Without it, he would be out of a job. Nobody considers that. Because they think that that person that has that job, that would have that sort of thinking, that person is sick. But let's break that down. A mortician, a person that deals with preparing the bodies to be buried. This is their livelihood. Without death, without people dying, they couldn't earn a living. You see where I'm going with this? So Tariq Nasheed, he needs this to stay in place. He needs this to get as bad as it can get so that he will make you feel that you need him somehow. You know what? This going on and that's going on. We need these documentaries. We need Tariq Nasheed and his lectures. Has one lecture or one documentary, has it ever stopped any of these murders from happening? Has it ever stopped racism from happening? Has it ever changed the minds of the white supremacists that feel the way that they have felt for hundreds of years? No. He makes a profit off of the sales. He makes money off of even creating these documentaries because he begs you for the money to help him to create it. I've never heard of such a thing until I met Tariq Nasheed. No one gave this any thought and broke it down to themselves and said, wait a minute, this just doesn't fit into anything that's sane thinking. Rational thinking. It makes no sense to me. So I have to give him money to help him create this documentary. And then he's going to sell it. He's not going to give me a free copy. Listen, you know, people, they argued me down about these free copies. But notice, it's still people that's waiting for their free copy. But even considering that, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, come on, man. Let's use common sense. I mean, everybody that donated was promised a copy. How much money would that cost Tariq Nasheed? Do you actually think that he would actually give everybody a free copy that gave a donation? No. Come on, man. Come on now. He's a big liar. And anybody who reaches out to him and says, hey, listen, I didn't get my free copy, he blocks them. He blocks them for two reasons. So he don't have to deal with him. And the rest of the followers won't know what's going on because they won't see that person trying to reach out to Tariq Nasheed. Think about it. Ladies, I would love to ask you a question. You know, you look up to people like Tariq Nasheed, but he constantly puts you down. He all but has told you to your faces that, hey, listen, look, I feel that the man should be in charge. I even wrote a book about it. You should, make yourself the weaker vessel, even if you aren't. Even if that's not in your character, you need to make it be in your character. Make it be a part of your character, because the man is the head. He calls the shots, wrong or right. And you went for it. You congratulated him on these so-called successful books and documentaries that had to do with this very topic. But it was destroying your whole... Listen, he was putting you down. Every verse of every book that he has ever written concerning this subject, constantly putting you down as if you were nothing more than just a piece of meat. Just something, another toy added to the collection of man to use when he feels like it, to deal with when he feels like it. And you were okay with this? It didn't make you upset? I think you really get into the crowd and jumping on the bandwagon more than you think for yourself. Well, there's 10,000 people over on the left side that wants to follow Tariq Nasheed. There's 500 that don't, that's against him. So I guess I'll join the 10,000. Simply because the larger number is on that right side. Not because this man is right. Not because he has ever did anything for black people, period. Not because not a one documentary has ever did anything for anybody that's black. But simply because there's 10,000 people that just feel that this man is doing something right. So I'll be 10,001. This is your thinking. I call that idiotic thinking. You're not thinking for yourself. You let everybody else make this decision for you. This very important decision. Listen, this is nothing to play with. This isn't a game, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't a game. Every decision that you make, every dollar that you give to someone like Tariq Nasheed is being taken away from legitimate people that need this money. Do you want to conquer white supremacy? Do you want to conquer racism? Hell, do you want to survive it? Forget about trying to get rid of it, but do you want to survive it? See, so many, if they could come back from the grave and have a conversation with each and every one of you, they would tell you, listen, you are dead wrong. The person that you are supporting, giving your money to, is an evil, degenerate, greedy ass bastard that only wants to profit off of anything that will bring him a profit. If it doesn't have anything to do with money, he doesn't want to be a part of it. He has said this much himself. His own words. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. Everything isn't about money. What about the progress? What about something that we can point out that can be accredited to Tariq Nasheed, that we can say, you know what? This is something that he did, and it's something that we all can benefit off of. You can't name that something because it doesn't exist. And when I bring this to the surface, in other words, you get angry because you can't think of this something. You can't shut me up. You can't call me wrong. You can't call me a liar. So you want to get rid of me even worse than if I was lying. I'm a threat. Simply because I'm pointing out the truth. I'm making people aware of the truth. And that is a threat to people like Tariq Nasheed, to con artists like Tariq Nasheed. Another documentary, another source of income. You'll try your best to give him this money. No change, no results. Nothing will get better. Things will continue to get worse. And then some of you that have donated money, these dangers that people are facing now out here in this world is going to fall on your doorstep. And you're going to wonder to yourself, wait a minute, what is Tariq Nasheed doing? You're going to want everybody to rally at that point in time and come to your rescue, because it's going to be you and your family that's going through this. Not some stranger that you read about or that you watch on TV that's going through these dangers now. You will be the one that's going through them. And you won't have any help from Tariq Nasheed. I can guarantee you that. You know, so many people say, you really hate that man. Several videos about him, talking about him constantly. But see, the things that I'm bringing up, this is truth. You would have something in what I just said if I was telling lies. You understand what I'm talking about? But see, I'm giving truth, so it doesn't matter how many times I bring it up. It doesn't matter how many videos that I decide to upload to YouTube's platform that contains this truth. It's still the fucking truth. And you don't want people to hear it because it's the truth. So many people are starting to finally get it. It started out as a handful, then that handful turned into hundreds, and then that hundreds turned into thousands, and now it's beyond thousands of people that's finally waking up, that's finally seeing what I have been trying to tell them since day one. When he announced that he would be coming out with Hidden Colors 5, and I had already warned people that this is exactly what he was going to do, it made some of his diehards second guess him. Because they knew at that point in time, you know what? Nah. There's no way that this nigga would know that this man was coming out with this way before time. I'm talking about months ahead of time. And also that he would ask for more money. Because this nigga has the same routine. The documentaries is his biggest score. That's obvious. I mean, just analyze. Just take time to just go over all these years that he has created these documentaries. Almost one every year. Almost. Consecutively. Why? Because it's his biggest score. $100,000 a wop. All at one time. And he can relax. He don't even have to lecture. I gave people that information last year. I said, you know what? He won't be lecturing. He will not be lecturing. And he didn't. He didn't lecture this year either. Why? Because he knew that he would be asking for a large sum of money coming from you. He needs this money. This is why he's in desperate mode. Because if he doesn't get a certain amount, this lifestyle that he has been hanging on to for a number of years is going to start to dwindle. The rug will be pulled out from underneath him. And personally, I don't think he's going to reach his goal. He might lie about it and say, oh, yes, I did reach it. Nah, time will tell. Time will tell. His lifestyle is very costly, I'm telling you. His mortgage alone is over $5,000 a month. Imagine some of you having a mortgage that high. You couldn't afford it. There's no fucking way. You will never be able to afford a mortgage that high in your whole entire lifetime. And neither can Tariq Nasheed. You are the one that's paying for his lifestyle. You are the one, along with everybody else, that's helping him. All of you are responsible for making sure that he can meet that mortgage note every single month. That's all of your money. I can guarantee you that. Every dime that comes across his fucking table is your money. Whether you buy a book, whether you buy a documentary, whether you buy a ticket to a lecture, whether you buy his merchandise, trinkets, and watches and sunglasses, I don't see how that shit is going to fight against white supremacy. Or if I buy a pair of sunglasses, that eliminates at least one racist ass cop out there somehow. Because I have the sunglasses that I paid $100 for. It only makes Tariq Nasheed richer. And you don't understand this. I don't know why. I don't see how you don't see this. This is just plain old good old common sense. But you don't want to use common sense. No. You want to play the YouTube game. You want to team up with this person and team up with that person and jump the bandwagon. So many of you have went back and forth so much that it's pathetic, man. It's fucking pathetic. You love Tariq Nasheed one week, the next week you love Tommy Sotomayor. And then the next week you go back to Tariq Nasheed. And then you'll leave both of them the week after that and then go to Umar Johnson. Get the fuck out of here, man. This is a game that y'all have been playing since day fucking one. An interactive game. You can be a part of it. You can run to the comment section and talk about how you like this person and how you dislike that person. That's all the comment section is for. To allow you to say how much you dislike that person and like that person. Congratulate that person and man, am I not right? Am I not right about this? This is an everyday thing. Every single fucking day. You allow this to happen. You have allowed this to happen for a number of years. There's no turning back now. You have completely damaged, permanently damaged this society. It will never get on its feet. The only thing that we have left is survival. And if you can't see this, then I'm telling you, I really feel sorry for you, because you're going to be caught out there without common sense, without what you need, and you will not survive. I can promise you that now. You won't have what you fucking need. Listen, these people out here, they're not playing. They are slowly putting us in difficult situations. This economy is completely ruined. I'm telling you, it's done. It will never be able to be repaired. Never. I don't care what president gets inside of there. Doesn't matter at this point. It has already been destroyed beyond repair. So voting and all these things that you hear about, you need to vote, and don't let people tell you that voting doesn't count. It doesn't count. You got common sense. We've seen that firsthand with the Bush situation. We've seen that firsthand. You can vote, but you'll just be wasting your time. I don't really think that you are grasping what is about to happen to a lot of people, including yourselves that's listening. Because you're going to be a part of this too. I'm telling you now, if you aren't up on what is about to take place, it's going to eat you alive. I'm telling you that right now. Listen, I keep trying to warn you about these things, and you aren't listening because you don't think that things are going to get worse than what they are now. 10 years ago, nobody could fathom that things would be in the condition that they are right now. You would have called that person a liar. But look at what's going on. The very things that people tried to warn us about, but we didn't want to believe. This is no game. Just because you come on YouTube and you join up with this person and you join up with that person, it's still not a fucking game. Each decision that you make, I'm telling you, you're burying yourself. You're burying yourself. You are helping the wrong people. These are con artists. These con artists, they pretended to pick up the torch where the real leaders left off when some were murdered and some just died out. But the majority of the real leaders, they were murdered. So these con artists decided, listen, we will pretend as if we are picking up where they left off, just to have an audience, so that same audience can pay for our lifestyle. And that's exactly what has been going on ever since they decided to pull this big old scam. It's nothing but a scam. And you hear these people talking about racism and talking about this incident and talking about that incident, you will never see them do anything or hear them do anything more than just talk about it. If you don't believe me, think about the past 20 years. Has Tariq Nasheed done something besides just talk about what goes on? Everything that happens, he'll talk about it. But then that's it. That imaginary line has been drawn that he will never cross. He will never commit any action of trying to stop these things from happening. See, the goal is to prevent these things from happening, ladies and gentlemen. Am I not right? Or am I wrong? So we should just talk about it. So every time something happens, it's okay, just talk about it. And that person is a hero because they're just talking about it. That makes no sense at all. And you know it makes no sense at all. You are supposed to be demanding more from people like Tariq Nasheed. But because you haven't, they will continue taking your money. And they will continue doing nothing but simply just talking about the bad things that continues to happen. They need these things to happen so that you feel that you need them. So that money will fly out your pocket into theirs. When it's all said and done, I feel sorry for these scam artists because you have nothing else left. When the scams and the schemes run completely out, what will you do then? You think you're going to make a big enough score that you can live off of that money for the rest of your life? These people, they won't give you $1 million. They won't, well, at least at one time. Over time, I wouldn't doubt that some of these jokers have collected close to $1 million, maybe even over. But at one time, no. I don't even think $500,000. So you can keep trying to chase that dream of just that one big score, and then I can be out like Superfly, huh? It's not going to end like Superfly. I can guarantee you that, Jack. You better check yourself because karma is on the way. You forgot about that, didn't you, Tariq Nasheed? You thought you could escape that by your words. If you convinced a certain amount of people that you were good, then you could avoid karma. But I'm telling you, you're not going to avoid it. You're going to run smack dead into it. And you're going to have to face it. And it's coming soon. Sooner than you think. Keep smiling. Keep thinking that, hey, I ain't worried about that. You're already desperate. You never believed that you would end up at this point. But here we are. I warned you. I told you. You don't have enough money. You didn't believe it. The money has started to run out. That's why your ass is begging every single fucking day. Like many that you have criticized over and over and over again. You ragged Tommy Sotomayor. You even made a puppet about him. And his little motto was donate, donate, donate. But now, that's your motto, nigga. Donate, donate, donate. That's what you say in every fucking video. That's what you say in every fucking live. Come on now, give me some money. I mean, we trying to get things rolling here with melanation and we're trying to do... They always get these fancy names for something that hasn't left the ground. What is melanation doing? Can somebody tell me that? Well, what are they stopping, huh? Are they stopping racism? Are they stopping white supremacy? So what's the fucking point for it? Just to give it a name and he takes all the profits, he goes on fucking vacation and he do whatever he wants to do with it. He pays his mortgage, he pays for his cars. What about yours, huh? Melanation gonna pay your mortgage? Melanation gonna pay this for you and that for you? No. But you keep giving your money. Jesus Christ, man. I never thought I would meet so many dummies in my life. I mean, just straight up fucking idiots, man. You could just walk up to them and say, hey, look, a bad thing happened yesterday. I need $100 because I just mentioned it. Okay, yeah. See? Yeah, he trying to do something for black people. What? He just mentioned whatever bad thing that has happened, that's happening now, that went viral. And suddenly this man or woman is a hero? What in the fuck is going on here, man? Have you forgotten what a hero really is? They sacrifice. And it's not about the fucking money. You understand? Their feet hit the pavement more than any of these fucking scamming ass niggas has ever did in their whole entire cheating ass, scamming ass career. All of them put together, man. They're not doing anything at all but collecting money. Can't you see this? It's clear as fucking day. It can't get any clearer. Oh, look, I need some money, Hidden Cause 5 is about to come out. I've already spent $100,000. See, people don't understand. I've already spent $100,000 of my money. Nigga, you're lying, man. You don't have $100,000. That's why you're begging for money. If you had $100,000, why would you be begging for $5, $10? Get the fuck out of here, man. You said that to compel people to give you money. Oh, well, since Tariq has already spent $100,000 of his money, I feel bad. So let me give him 200 instead of 100. Let me give him 100 instead of 50. Nigga, I've been on to you for a long time, man. The jig is up, nigga. The jig is up. I'm telling you. You're hanging on by a fucking thread. But that thread is going to snap very soon. Very, very, very soon. And I feel sorry for you. Because you have a family that depends on you and your scams and your schemes. If your wife was smart, she would have gotten out a long time ago. I'm telling you. She is going to suffer with you. And as well as your fucking kids. As well as everybody else that depends on you. I'm telling you. And it's a lot of people I heard that depend on you. Man. Whew, I'm telling you. You ain't gonna make it. When the ball drops, them people gonna look for you for the next move. And you're gonna have to let them know, you know what? There ain't no next move. We finished. We done. You can't go out and get a fucking job that's going to be the equivalent to snatching all this fucking money. There's no fucking way, man. You ain't got no education. You dropped out of high school, nigga. You never went to college. You have to do something even more illegal than what you're doing now. See, this is borderline. But after this, there is nothing else. You have to go straight illegal. Then you're going to put your family in danger as well as yourself. Are you willing to take that risk? Apparently you are. Because you've been hooked up with this scamming and scheming all of your life. That's all you know, nigga. That's why you dropped out of high school. That's all you know. Don't let this nigga be an example for you. Be your own example, because that is a poor ass example if I have ever seen one. I'm telling you. It's about to come to an end for this nigga, man. It's gonna start with YouTube, of course. You know, they already terminated him, and man, that same day he created 3 channels. I mean, listen, you know that they know about this, right? You know that they are making changes and that it's going to be different. I mean, again, this is common sense. So, you know, stop thinking that, you know, somehow they're going to forget about all of these plans that have already been signed in stone, embedded in stone. Somehow they're going to just forget about all that and keep doing what they're doing just so that you can keep benefiting off of it. More idiotic thinking. I see. It's not going to happen. You're done. You're done. Alex Jones, he thought that because he knew this person and he knew that person and this person, that they would never kick him off YouTube. They would never do the things that they have already did to him. I warned people about him. I said, listen, it's coming. Nobody believed me. For the very reason that he believed that he couldn't be touched. But I told you, I said, listen, they are done with him. They have used him until they can't use him anymore. They have to cut ties with him. When they cut you loose, they cut all ties with you. You start talking shit, they kill you. Now, you take it like a man, and you go do something else, and you don't mention the things that they are involved in, then you good. You start blabbing your mouth, they cut your ass loose. And this is what has happened to others. If you do the research, they were cut loose. In other words, their money was cut down. And they started talking. They started telling things. Next thing you know, they were fucking done in. That's just how it happens. Listen, this man has had a long run. We're talking more than fucking 20 years. It had to come to an end sometime. I mean, what did you think? This would last forever? He thought since Trump was president that Trump would defend him. And listen, I heard that Trump wouldn't even return his fucking phone call. Because you know why? Because his advisors told him, listen, no. You cannot talk to him. You can't even listen. You got to cut ties with him now. They advised him. He listened. Alex is fucking pissed. I told people that this very thing would happen. And it did. But it's not about being right. It's about what I'm right about.